Let's make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. How's everybody out there? Hope you guys are feeling good, doing great. You know, 1 year ago to this date, maybe a couple days off, might have been the 18th or the 19th, but 1 whole year ago, we started this journey. 1 whole year ago, we got put into the Jaguar right sector, came to the Jaguar right sector, however you want to look at it. And it's been a journey, to say the least. We have made music. We got the DaWise. We got the Atlas store. We got the clothes. You can go check it out. Atlas Family Store, Plentiful. We talked about a lot of knowledge, a lot of history. But some of the things that we have endured and seen, between the Lady Bonnie, Lady Letitia, Bonnie, Selma, we watched certain variations of manipulation, manipula dipping, all types of things. People playing on other people's mental. I was going to do a live where we go back and look at a lot of that stuff. Happy anniversary, absolutely. So going to do a live where we go back and look at some of that stuff, but I think I'll keep that for like the Discord, for us to go back and look at it in the Discord, right? I think on a public platform, YouTube, I don't think some of that mess is what we want to move forward into. We're going to remember the songs, the music, the fun, the laughter, and, how did it all begin? How did it all begin? Let's go there. Well, y'all know what that means.
Lately a nigga been fighting a whole lot of demons. A lot of shit we do gonna have consequences, but we gotta be ready for them.
Emergency. I just got out of surgery. I'm having problems with my heart and it won't work for me. I did some shit in my past and it's cursing me.
I'ma stay right here for this plot to go take birth. I'm sipping this Henny, this pain, but it ain't helping.
My little nigga going against the grain and that's just stressing me. I pray to God that God have mercy. I'm living a crazy life. I just got a nigga talking some shit on the game and paid the price.
I was young in the rest for the money, my hugger for paper.
Saved my life.
If
you want to lick shit, we can get ripped and we can get paid tonight. Dollar bill, yo. Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down, down, down. What they say? Huh? 187. You killed the. You don't know if you gon' go to heaven.
Fight my demons, fight my demons.
Fighting my
Me against these
demons. Against these demons. Fight my demons. It's me against these demons. Whoa, I'm fighting these demons up in this ghost. You're hitting the theme. You're hitting the spleen. That money be clean. Ain't looking so clean. And remember they have gave him the ball. Y'all remember how we do, right? It was high vibrations. It was good. It was love over here.
gang, get bitch fit competent. Don't wanna hear that shit. I gotta kill that shit.
Lethally militant.
I get ignorant. We not considerate. Niggas do silly shit. We get the drilling shit. Guilty and innocent.
Don't give a fuck about bystander. Atlanta. Don't take no slander. Don't take no slander.
Dollar bill, y'all. Everybody want the money. Everybody want this shit.
Everybody want the money, but don't wanna go down, down, down.
Do anything to get it, boy. You gon' go up. Shit. Gotta think about it.
187.
Murder by
You killed the you don't know if you gon' go to heaven.
Gotta chalk that shit over, go real talk.
Fight my demons.
Fight my demons. So many demons. Me against these demons.
So y'all know that's how we used to kick it off. We used to kick it off high vibrational, you know. We used to laugh at a lot of the stuff that was going on in the Jaguar right sector. You know, we didn't let it bother us over here. I think that's what bothered them the most, is that we were so unbothered by them. I think it bothered them that we were unbothered by them. And it disturbed them that no matter what they did, we laughed at them. We made the jokes, right? We made the jokes. We were the ones making the jokes. We were the ones laughing. We were the ones making the cartoons, you know, doing what content creators do. You know, what they started doing was something completely different, intervening in people's lives, so on and so forth. And what happened to that nonprofit organization, you know, that Jaguar was coming out with? I didn't really see it go anywhere. I didn't really see anybody get signed to cruelty-free music, even though they had a .org and all of this other stuff. I didn't really see too many people, you know? So that struck me as odd. There was a lot of things that were striking me as odd, and yet nobody was mentioning it. Nobody was, you know, nobody was looking at it. Struck me as odd. Nobody was watching it. So, you know, we look back and, you know, we go back 11 months, you know, arguing this, going back and forth with this. We pointed out so much proof. The history is right. It's all right there, you know. The history of us is just right there. You know, Jaguar right, Truth is Ready. That was 11 months ago. 11 months ago we did that, right? Jaguar right versus Ratchet TV, when they used my TikTok clip, right? With, you know, we literally was pointing out so much with Jaguar. You know, you can go back and check out the playlist that we put together on the page. You can go check it out. There's a playlist. It's about 71 videos of how we were pointing out all of the manipulating, all of the games, all of the, you know, we had the Bonnie, we had the Selma, we had all of these, you know, Lady Latisha, everything like that. So like everything, we went back and made a nice little playlist for you to go back and check it out. And you can just look at how things took place over the course of a year. 1 year, right? 1 year. And we have witnessed so many different variations. It's been a long year. Yes, it has been a long year, especially dealing with these demonic entities that are on YouTube. You know, I go back and look at how, you know, TikTok was and how I, you know, ducked and dodged a lot of low vibrational entities over there. And then I come over here, you know, the Jaguar right sector. You got to remember, we was holding 7-hour lives, 8-hour lives. You know, they couldn't stop us. We were operating in real time. We were showing them what they were doing in real time, the mistakes that they were doing in real time. We didn't study anything. We didn't go back and look at anything. We were doing it right then and there. They knew they had to stop that. We were pointing out all of the crimes that they were committing, all of the cyberbullying that they were doing, all of the, being a cyber gang. We was pointing out all of this stuff. They didn't like that. Big homie CC, Ronnie Bo, all these other characters that's involved, AT2, right? When you get a chance, go back and check out the playlist. Go back and check it out if you get a chance, right? So we put that playlist together, for anyone who wants to go back, you can go back to Ralph DaWise, check out the playlist we put together. Great number of videos on there that you can watch. So yeah, they were very bothered about how we were going about what we were doing. Like, we were laughing at them, but we were also pointing out their effery. We were pointing it out. We were on point with so much, and everything that we said turned out to be true. I mean, all the way to the, speaking of the, Charlie Clerk situation, and the, Candace Owens is exposing a lot of that stuff now, but we already said it, that his wife had something to do with it, so on and so forth. Come to find out, she's basically a Israeli call girl who was infiltrated in, placed in Charlie's life as a handler. And that's why those planes followed her where she went. And all the flight patterns show it, so on and so forth. But Candace Owens is doing a great job of exposing a lot of that stuff. We fell back, we fell back. We went to our regular scheduled program of trying to help people over on TikTok, trying to help people do the social media thing, growing, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So, a lot of these different characters that you see over here playing these different roles, pretending to be this, pretending to be that, like, you see, what's going on. You see, what's happening with them. It ain't a matter of, like, it's just a matter of time. A lot of that stuff is just a matter of time, you know, a lot of it. It's just a matter of time. All of it get exposed. All of it comes to the light. Um, and like I said, make sure you go check out the playlist that we got. Go check out the playlist that we put together. Uh, and when you get down to it, like,
Why?
we had the story times going. Let's take a listen to one of the story times.
Is man's spoken word. Listen, this isn't about opinions. This is about assignments. Every morning, a bell rings somewhere you never see, and names are chosen by people you'll never hear. Speak honestly. They call it content, but it's labor. Paid labor. Daily tasks. Daily targets. Who are we dragging today? Who are we breaking today? Whose name will we repeat until it sticks like tar? And you didn't ask why. Because money answers faster than conscience ever does. They built a farm, not for truth, but for voices. Small accounts, loud mouths, empty questions, bots planted like scarecrows, raising names over and over until a lie sounds familiar and familiarity pretends to be fact. You see the same subscribers in the same chats, nodding to the same scripts, pretending it's organic. Ite? Not. It's coordination. You tell yourself, I need the money, I need the crowd. At least I belong somewhere, because you didn't belong before. This feels like the lunch table you were never invited to, and now you will say anything to keep your seat. You didn't check the story. You didn't verify the damage. You didn't care whose life you were setting on fire as long as the chat stayed full. Because you weren't chosen for your mind. You were chosen for your obedience. And the ones above you, they don't care if you fall. They'll throw you off the bridge to lighten the load and call it loyalty. But here's... But you forgot, there is always a bridge. And bridges remember weight. Now the trial has begun. Not online. Not performative. Not for clicks. Ledgers open. Messages trace backward. Money leaves fingerprints, no matter how many hands it passes through. And suddenly, just my opinion doesn't cover paid destruction. Suddenly, small creator doesn't erase coordinated harm. You thought the overseer would protect you. They won't. Because criminals don't save witnesses. They trade them. And when the lights go out, when the farm goes quiet, when the scripts disappear and the bell never rings again, you will realize too late that the money you took was never worth your name. The wise man warned you. There is no community built on cruelty that won't collapse. There is no lie repeated daily that won't one day testify against you. And there is no bridge you help destroy that you won't eventually need to cross. So listen now, before the silence does it for you. Because consequences don't shout. They arrive.
Now that's just like we was doing this, you know, left and right, just making videos, enjoying each other's company, you know, regular stuff. Let's watch another one.
Hey, that's my bike.
Not anymore.
For real?
Is that a cat?
Mom's gonna blame me.
City's got flavor.
A bagel? Newark's wild, bro.
I didn't realize how short that was.
Right, kid.
Hey, that's my bike.
Not anymore.
For real?
Is that a cat?
I didn't realize how short that was.
City's got flavor.
A bagel?
That's funny. But yeah, like we literally just, you know, hang out, enjoyed, you know, the time, the laughter. We had so much laughter over here. Just, you know, from talking about that dang on black bra that constantly was wore, you know. And just so many other things, you know, over here that took place. Don't forget, we still got the Atlas store. We still building and growing on TikTok. We still got the positive things going that we had going. But what we want to look at is, why are the people still doing the same thing? Why are these other characters still doing the same thing? Maggie's still doing Maggie. Now, you tell me if this sounds about right. Tell me if this sounds like what she's still doing. Tell me.
Maddie the black gal, you found no doubt. Clean your kitchen, girl, take that trash out. Bobblehead moves, always chasing the clout. Talking tough online, but you cry when calls out. Said you need thick skin, now you're begging for coin. Always playing victim when you step in the joint. We see through the act, all bark, no bite. You can't dim our shine, we the truth in the light. Wise out now, just hooting stuff up. Throw shots online, now you crying, that's enough. Twisting up the truth,
Is this it? Is this still accurate? Is this still true?
we don't fall, don't beg, don't chase your clout. We expose the fake, now you're bugging out. No cap, just facts, we bleed that flame. While you rant on YouTube, just begging for fame.
Right? You know, we put that song out there. Don't forget about the knot.
This one's for no nuts. The fraud, the faker, the coward. Let's go. No nuts, you a threat, that's a comedy skit. Act hard in person, but you never commit. Sniffing that powder, trying to boost your flame, but your brain glitching, lost in the game. Push it out for me, that line is old. Fake flexing diamonds, but your jewelry's cold. Mean for no reason with a grin full of spite, but you fold when it's real, never stand in the light. Low budget actor, can't land a part. Wig on crooked, no soul in your art. Fake tough, fake deep, fake views you chase. You a walking L with powder on your face. No nuts got charges.
And I want y'all to think about that. What started that whole thing with him? What was the fallout? Why are people still rallying, be around him, behind him, whatever the case? Right? In light of everything that just took place on TikTok with, you know, Rizzy and everything like that, right? We've been pointing this out, that these people, right, was out here. We've been saying this. We've been pointing these people out, right? Now, trigger warning, but let's listen to something real quick.
You are a sick individual. You know that boy is obsessed with me, and you going over there praying on him to buy. You are so sick. Girl, I can show you the paperwork. I make 2.5 times the amount of money now that I got rid of you out of my life. And when I get rid of him from the inside out, I feel like I'm going to go up to about $20,000 a month. Don't nobody play with my soul or try to trap me. You are a nasty, cruel ass bitch. Death don't do you justice, ho. You already dead on the inside. You stupid. You are literally delusional to sit there and pay this boy to talk to him behind the scene, to cry and act like you made a friend. Ain't no fucking friends. He using you for money, and you don't care about it. The only thing you care about is trying to get a reaction out of me. Well, guess what? Your money ain't shit compared to my money and what I'm making right now and what you was giving me. You can't penny bitch me. You are a nasty, disgusting person who came across some.
See that? Like now that I'm looking back, it all seems scripted, you know? Now that I'm looking back at a lot of this, even that pause in there sound like he was reading it from a piece of paper, you know what I mean? Like it all seems scripted, you know? And that's why I said we just got to focus on love, light, unity, and trying to build a better collective, you know what I mean? Because this was a gimmick. This was more so like a gimmick. This wasn't nothing but a gimmick. The way they played, the way they, manipulated, it was all a gimmick. You know? A weird one, but yet still one. And we were here for it. I'll drop the link to the Discord if anybody want to join. I'll drop it. It's probably only good for like 7 days or something like that. But it was just so much manipulation. It was just like, to me, it was comical. To me, the level of manipulation was comical. You know, is this the right Discord? Hmm. When everybody say that they're doing this exposure thing, when everybody try to make it seem like they were the ones that was trying to unify the people and be better and so on and so forth, why didn't we see the better part come out? Why didn't we see the better part of whatever it is that they say that they were trying to do? Why didn't we see that? We should have seen something better. A whole year later, we should have seen the better. We should have seen whatever might have come out of whatever. You know, we do have some other things that we can listen to. I'll just play them real quick. Play one or two of them. The troll farm and the broken bridge. Listen, this isn't about opinions. This is about assignments. Every morning a bell rings somewhere you never see, and names are chosen by people you'll never hear speak honestly. They call it content, but it's labor. Mirror, mirror, a fable of the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who tells the truth when everyone's got a ring light and a cash app link and a story that never quite ends? One damn, I got my mic muted. So it's all based off of energy. You know what I mean? Like these people come with nasty energy, so they're gonna push out nasty energy. They're gonna, reverbish nasty energy. Evil's gonna be got evil. These are wicked people. You know what I mean? We're trying to, come back over here onto YouTube. I don't know how strong, but hopefully we can get a strong push over here onto YouTube and we can, come back over here, maybe start going live every day. Again, start going live every day. We're coming up on a new year. I think it's our time to shine, our time to step out there. People are looking for, authenticity. People are looking for originality. These people are not original. They played the same game, the same repetitive game. Traumatized to monetize, traumatized to monetize, traumatized to monetize. They did the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? So, however you look at this, we got to break that cycle. We got to pay attention to positivity. We got to go back into a loving vibration. Like at this point, it's all null and void the way they done played it. It's like you don't want to reach out and help people. You don't want to do this because of the simple fact that they done tainted everything already. And we got to find a way to start moving in love again. That's what we got to.
Atlas holding us down while keeping us high. With the law of one, we reach for the sky. His arms so strong, the weight won't break. With every step, he helps us away. Move as one, moving in love. 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 Atlas eyes on the prize and it's crystal clear. Now we realize what brought us here. His heart of gold, it lights our way. He paid the toll for a brighter day. Move as one, moving in love. 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 Reach for his hands, the stars align. Time bends softly, no dividing line. Together we rise, no walls, no end. Atlas leads us where the broken mend. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love, moving in love. Move as one, moving in love.
Y'all drop a comment on this. Make sure y'all drop a comment on this video. On this live. Once it's over with, drop a comment. Replay gang, y'all know what to do. Look, we want to get back into the algorithm. We want to try to get back into this. We want to, start streaming again, coming over, bringing you guys different, talking points from our perspective. There's a lot of stuff going on, with Krishan Rock and everything like that. Her getting the tattoo taken off her face. If you look at Kai Cenat, and the awards and Rakai and, what's going on with that situation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these people, but there's a lot of beefs, battles going on. I don't know if it's related to, that streamer university thing where everybody got the idea that because controversy sells, then just go out there and be as toxic as possible. And it don't matter as long as you get your 15 minutes of fame or whatever you want to call it, 15 seconds of fame. So you have a lot of people out there that's just low vibrational doing negative stuff, and because it's their 15 minutes of fame, because it's their moment, you see it overlapped in this world. Like this society that we live in is corrupted by this idea that money rules it, and as long as you got the money you can do whatever, and nobody has a moral compass, nobody has a no sense of dignity. There's no type of standing for human rights. We're not protected from cyberbullying, and that's where the most protection need to be, is because our mental is, we're already broken. We already tried so much in the physical world and the carnal, and we come to the internet as a place to get away from life, really. So once people start taking your escape route and start tarnishing that, then it's like, wow. But some of us come with authenticity, and our real life actually match what it is that we're doing online. We aim to help a lot of people. We were going out to different locations helping people. Nobody really knew about it because we didn't broadcast that, right? And it's funny because the people on YouTube decided that good people should not make it on YouTube, but the bad guy should make it on YouTube. So you got a lot of sociopathic, narcissistic people that are supporting each other. And then the smaller creators, what they're doing is they're pretty much taking your ideas, your image, your likeness, and then they're using it, as their persona, and then they'll make sure your page don't make it, so that way nobody knows that you're the originator of that likeness, brand, image, or whatever it is that they stole. And sometimes it'd be a group of them, and every last one of them decide what piece they're going to take from you. Like, oh, I'm going to take his charisma, well, I'm going to take his sense of humor, and I'm going to take this. And the whole time they're working together to destroy you, make sure that you don't make it into your collective. Same thing they did with XXXTentacion. Soon as XXXTentacion came into his collective mind and he understood a greater, he said it. He said, I sold my soul to the devil so that way I can learn some stuff so y'all won't have to do it, And he said that, and then look what happened. So I think, right now we are in a greater, spiritual battle than what people are letting on or made to believe. So like right now we're in a spiritual battle, and some people are not dealing with the spirit that's inside of them, and they're creating different variations of fights outside of themselves, with people. Some people have to deal with the masculine energy inside of them, and they don't want to deal with the masculine energy inside of them. So they create an outside entity that they can fight and argue with and say, oh, why do you got to be? Why do you? And that's their problem. That has nothing to do with you. You have to come to the realization that everything ain't for everybody. You know what I mean?
Ralph DaWise has rescued more women than Jaguar, right? Oh, die. And out of these women, none have appreciated it, and that shit ain't right. They turned their backs and told lies on our collective, saying violence is what we incite. Bitch, please, please. We fight demons, not people, so eliminate your negative assumption, because none of it is right. We're here to protect each other's energy, not to tear anyone down. Just because you see people in our Discord stating they wanna fight doesn't mean they're They're a part of our collective. Undercover wanna be detectives. Spies with eyes in which we despise. Makes your assumptions very deceptive. From Bonnie, Selma, Lady, Lactatia, Maggie to Golden Queen. We aren't searching for y'all's whereabouts. We ain't the damn team. Our focus is on bigger things. Our focus is on bigger things. We have bigger dreams. We have bigger dreams. We fight with facts, not physically, despite what y'all may think. With your carnal minds indulging in the wrong spirits, which is why you often drink. That's why you often drink.
And I want y'all to think about it. We've been pointed it out that Denot was going to start working with Maggie. We've been pointed that out way back when he started throwing her coins, started throwing her money. We've been new, like, oh snap! Look, he's, doing it for the, publication of it, so on and so forth. We've been said that, So to see him, hosting a show with her or on a panel with her, that's not nothing new because we called it. We said that was one of the plays that they were going to go with. We said that they were going to do that already. So that's why I say, like, we were so far ahead of them with everything. And we kept on saying we're 200 steps. We're so many steps ahead of you guys already. We kept on saying that. And then we was pointing out their moves before they did them. We were pointing out stuff before they even did it. That's what made them like that's what made them like, dang, they thought we was like doing something else. Oh, well, if that's your real name, like, who goes and choose Ralph as an alias name? Like, who does that? Like, what? That's because when people think like that, it's because they're doing that. You know what I mean? When people say, oh, you probably got a bunch of emails that you're just emailing people from, it's because they're doing something like that. So when the paper trail runs back to Jaguar and she's, saying out fake emails, pretending to be Busby, pretending to be this, when it all rolls back and is pointing back to their cell phones or their accounts or whatever technical, whatever tech support she got, when it all points back to them and when it all points back to that, then what? Then what do they do? That's when the plausible deniability comes in the picture. That's when that plausible deniability, that's when you're going to watch people say, I didn't have nothing to do with it. You're going to watch so many people try to back off, act like they didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't see any of that. I didn't touch any of that money. I don't even touch the money. I don't even touch the money. I just tell them to send it to this person and they send it. I never even seen it. Yeah, so Uncle Sam's got to come for all of those cash apps, all of those, all of those dividends that you're making on Patreons and so on and so forth. Unless someone else is making the money and she just gets a small check out of it afterwards, because that's what it is. They don't know the internet. Look, all they know how to do is press live, press the go live button. All these years, these people been on the internet and all they know how to do is press the go live button. Why is it that so many of them haven't horned in on their craft? Why is it that they haven't, invested back into themselves? Why are they still just pressing the live? Some people been on here for 12 plus years, still DJing out of their garage with no shirt on. These people are stuck in a state. It's like the locust effect or something like that. Like, that movie, Perseus Jackson, where they had to go into Vegas and everybody was at the casino thinking that they having a good time. Whole time the world is passing them by. That's where they're at in their mind. Look at all the adult high schoolers that came out, 50 years old, 60 years old, still doing high school games. Look at what took place on TikTok. That was a bunch of older women that bullied that girl into, unaliving herself. You know what I mean? That was a bunch of older women, black women, in the same community that they say that they fixing and want to see this and want to see that. They really tearing each other down. Black women have a secret hate for other black women. They got a secret hate for each other. I don't know if it's because they don't like their self or whatever, but it's in that community. And then if a black man speaks on it, guess what they're gonna say? Oh, he's going against the black woman. Oh, tar him. Nobody speaks against the black woman like that. Not a black man. You're not allowed to say that about black women. They out here literally raising, kids to operate in feelings and emotions. That's why we got so many situations taking place in this world right now where pride and ego is the ruler of man's vessel. It's all about pride and ego. Pride and ego. It's the ruler of man's vessel right now. It's the pride and ego. And nobody wants to point it out. Nobody wants to say nothing. Nobody wants to tell the truth about it. But it's pride and ego. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like she was like, and you got to think somebody might have been telling her, like, listen, after he take us down, you next. So I don't know why you helping him, because Jaguar probably told her, like, if he take us down, he's going to take you down next. You know what I mean? Everybody like, why stop what we got going on? We could just keep on beefing with each other and get new people after that. That's it. Look how long they've been telling the same stories. If anybody's even come out with a video about the knot, she claims that shit. Well, I already exposed all about the knot, years ago, blah, 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 blah. So what? That's not this year. That's not now. That's not, that's not here. That's not now. You know what I mean? So you didn't do anything. Australia, what's going on? It's been a while. It's been a while. How y'all been? How y'all been? How y'all been out there? Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutation. Shalom. Peace. 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 Appreciate you from Sydney, Australia. I'm still trying to get in touch with my dude from Sydney that started that whole dating site and stuff. I guess everything's going well because he didn't hit me back up on TikTok. So, man, we had so many. We got into the whole this is
my man. You
so
say
many
it
great
on
songs.
loop like it's part of the plan. Delusional stalker, can't take a hint. You a trick ass, old bad built ass bitch. Lot lizard lurking, smelling like regret. Trying to come for Atlas, girl, place your bet. Bad built bitch with a stale taco wilted lettuce between your legs. Big rig queen with a brain on E. You chase that man like a damn fiend. Pop a pill, sis, you off your meds. The voices talking, they all in your head. No, somebody check on this chick. She fell for a man who hit reverse quick. My man, it's getting pathetic. He dodging you like bills and credit. My man, Donut don't want you, please understand. Donut don't want you.
Yeah, that's how it is.
He wants his
It's
number to be
recycled
covered.
drama. Like that's all they got is recycled drama. Like it's repeated over and over again for a new crowd, for a new group of people. They just repeating the same thing. Oh, hey, and then when they get bored, hey, you remember when we beefed? Remember this? Come to the group, come to this, check out the pictures, check out. I get it, but y'all gotta create content. Y'all gotta really become what y'all name says, content creators. Creating chaos is not creating content. You know what I mean? You know? This is what I'm saying. Uh you know, when you look back at it, it's like we were exposing and pointing out so much that they had to, you know, come against the monetization of our page. Why? Because we would have showed, you know, what a great influence would look like, you know, how to, you know, put back into, you know what I mean? They wasn't pouring back into themselves. They was not pouring back into themselves. They wasn't investing back into their community. You look at a lot of this stuff that's going on this page, and all they do, look, y'all took care of a dog for a year. You know what I mean? Lucky over there, y'all took care of Lucky, got Lucky to the vet. You know what I'm saying? All the owls they paid for Maggie to drink over the summer. And what happened at the end? None of that money got saved up. Ain't nothing great come out of it. She didn't buy a piece of land to help people. They didn't do nothing. I didn't see no children being saved. None of that. They just monetized. They just traumatized to monetize. And then once the well dried up, gotta go to work. That was it. All this boo, cry, got all this currency talking about America, so on and so forth. And then when the well dried up, gotta go to work. And Danny Robinson, as a realtor, if you are selling that, if you helping Freeman, because that's what Freeman keep on pushing, talking to you about. Freeman keeps on pushing, you know, talking to you about selling that farm. So if you are helping him sell that farm or got anything to do with it, like it's going to be a downfall with that. Like you could sit there and say, but it's going to be a downfall. That shit's going to collapse so fast because he can't sell it. He can't do nothing with it. He owed 3 years back taxes on it. He frauded the government to get the greenhouse going. Like I hope that you stay connected with him, and I hope that you helping him out and everything. You know? I hope the paper trail got your name on it somewhere. Well, nobody really knows your name because, as you can see, the court's trying to get. Well, I don't really know because I ain't been keeping track of you or what's going on with you, you know. So, but allegedly, through the grapevine of what I'm hearing, you know, you got a lot of shit with you. You know, through the grapevine of what I'm hearing, there's a lot of bullshit going on in that department. Also, you know, just a lot of bullshit. You know? Oh, the bullshit. The paper trail of where all that money went, everything, all the connections. Yeah, y'all might have used this person to send the money to that person, to send the money to that person, but all that shit's gonna get hit off. All that shit's gonna get hit off. You know?
If someone says I told you so, then what is destiny? 'Cause if I know, then I can show the very best of me. Dividing lines, dividing times, sometimes not our choosing. If we want more, we should explore. There will be no losing. Let love guide you. Let love be the light.
Those 360 deals is terrible.
Guide you.
know, when you wrap yourself up in a 360 deal, that's what they all in. Wrapped in 360 deals, you know what I mean? They're all trapped
It's
you know?
inside you.
That's all it is. They're trapped in these little 360 deals. These little
If
deals.
someone says I know the way,
Can't do nothing about it.
should we just go follow, or do the ones who take the lead end up feeling hollow?
All this traumatized to monetize, that's all they really do. But if you look at it, it's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on all these little platforms. Like even the gaming community, like the gaming community, they doing the same thing. Like everybody's trying to find some negative something that they can ride with. Like I want out of this algorithm. Like I know that it's affecting my physical life. They know that it's affecting your physical life, right? To put you in an algorithm where people are constantly fighting, arguing. Why can't I have like the happy, lovey-dovey stuff pop up? Like I want to watch puppies and shed a tear. Like I don't want this whole fight, whatever y'all call it, iron sharpening iron. Like I don't want it. That's why when they said, "Oh, we don't want you in the black community," that's why I gladly skipped away from that shit. You know? When they keep on kicking me out of all these black communities, like as if I wanted to be there. They keep on trying to make it seem like because I don't conform to disliking white people that I shouldn't be in their community. Well, I don't want to be in a community where anybody's disliking somebody. You know, I don't want to be in that community because once you stop disliking that, you got to find something else to dislike. That's why negative begot negative. We got to get out of the mindset where we allowing negative to keep on begotten negative. And we got to try to be positive and seek positivity. I want to be around people that's positive. I want to fill my life up with so much positivity that I forget about all of this negative. But nobody wants to do that. As soon as you get with somebody, as soon as you start explaining to them about, positive vibrations, it's like, oh yeah, you're trying to be positive. They start talking to you about all worries, all doubts, financial this, financial that. They act like they don't know what they're doing, but they know what they're doing. It's because you gave them your weakness. You gave them, a secret to your heart, like coercions of the heart. So a lot of people play this game and then they act like they don't know they playing the game. And then when you be the logical person about it and you say, hey, listen, that is a game that you're playing. Even though you don't know you're doing it, this is what you're doing. And then you explain to them what they're doing and they still do it and they just try to find a different way to do it. Then yeah, you have to separate yourself from that person. If you tell somebody, that they're demasculating, by doing this and so on and so forth, and they still keep doing it, then they're aiming to demasculate you. It's like they found out what to attack and then they keep on doing it. It's like, it's like somebody that's popping gum, as soon as you say like, I don't like people that pop gum, or I hate the sound of popping gum. It's like they do it more. You know what I mean? It's like, somebody who you tell like, hey, I'm afraid of the dark. Why is it always the person who you tell that you're afraid of the dark, the first one to try to put you in the dark? So I watch for different variations of things. I pay attention to different variations of things. I'm very in tune when it comes to reading people because I think that the world might stay the same, but it's the people in the world that change their states of mind that operates their being, right? So once you're in a different state of mind, you're in a different state of being. And once you're in a different state of being, you're in a different state of operation. And once you're in a different state of operation, then you're going to walk different. Even if you go with the concept of being born again, once you're born again, there's no way you should keep on doing the same thing. There's no way you should be born again, but then still committing the same sin, because according to the Bible, it says in the book of John, it says that, the devil keeps sinning because the devil's been sinning his whole life. So he wants sin to keep going, right? So if you are a child of God, then it says there's only two people down here. Those follow Christ, those who follow Antichrist. So if the followers of Antichrist keep sinning, right, then anybody who's continuing to sin is a follower of the Antichrist. That it says that. you know. So even right now, you know, with the Jaguar right sector and everything that's going on in the Jaguar right sector, there's still a couple of days left, but the beginning of 2026 is going to be shocking for a lot of people because it's going to be maximum exposure. I mean, right now everything is coming out, all these truths are coming to light, but when the consequences come out, that's, you know, 2026 is the year of consequences. If you think 2025, the revealing of things was something, wait till you see the 2026 consequences, huh? For what was revealed in 2025. The consequences. See, people spent the whole 2025 trying to brush off cosmic karma. So they've been projecting. That's why I kept on telling y'all, peace be still. That's why I kept on telling y'all, like, hey, listen, we not violent. We not doing that trauma bonding stuff because people are pushing they're trying to use that trauma bonding to transfer energies with you and swap out, you know. We pointed it out with the whole situation that took place on TikTok. They pushed that girl to that limit. You know, they needed a soul to turn in. We said all of this before, right? And you watch them accomplish it. The same thing Jaguar Wright is doing, which is trying to find that soul that she can push to the edge to say that this person, and she did it before, right? Maneuver, whatever his name is, right? And she always say, "This spirit's with me." You know, God, you know, my dad's with me right now as a ghost, right? All the people that she know that she's guilty of playing a part in their unaliving, that's her guilty conscience speaking. That's why she say a lot of spirits is with her because she played a role in a lot of people unaliving. You know what I mean? Think about it. Jaguar Wright is the only person you know on YouTube that tells a story where she say Rock Nation was trying to get her oldest son to sacrifice her and set her up. And she had to set him up first. What? And nobody batted an eye when she said that shit? That's how I know we in the upside down world. She blatantly admitted that she set her own son up. That's why the situation went the way it went, because the person knew that her son was coming to rob them because she warned them. She told the person that her son was coming to rob them and they was prepared. So when the son went to rob them, guess what? She set that shit up. Just like she told her son to go do it. Y'all paying attention to the wrong shit. It's blood all over her hands. And that's not even including the other people that she done demonized and done sent off down that damn path already. She turned a lot of shit in. There's a lot of low vibrational shit that's going on around here. Our light beings are being snatched up left and right, and they keep us in fucked up algorithms so we can't pay attention, so we can't find each other. They got us all separated. They got all these false lights around me pretending like they the real light. Why real light beings are losing it. Because why? They won't point them in the right direction. They won't point them into somebody's direction that can soothe their mind, that can calm down their fast pace of their thinking. They won't point them to the right person. So y'all running around, keep on jumping in these groups of these false collectives that has carnal minded thinking. And then by the time you realize that it's a carnal collective, you already confused, you already mad, you already like, whoa, because it's a carnal, it's not logic, it don't make sense. So you're going to watch repeated shit in it with these content creators, with these influencers. There's a new wave of idolization going on. We no longer see the people that we see as idols. Look who they're idolizing now. Kai Cenat, ISO Speed, Aiden Ross, Rakai. What about the people who spent time learning? What about the educated people? Why don't we have any educated idolizations, like when it comes to like, you know, famous people or whatever. Why don't we have any wise people? Why don't we have that? Riddle me that. We got all these entertainers, all these laughable, junkies or whatever you want to call them. Why don't we have nobody that has wisdom? Because that's the savior that they keep on hiding you from. That's the person, someone that's going to teach you. That's the person that they keep on hiding you from. Oh, they're going to point you to the person that keep you laughing. They're going to point you to the person that keep you lusting. They're going to point you to the person that keep you in greed, gluttony, lust, all of that stuff. They're going to point you to them. They're going to idolize them. They're going to sit there, eat crab legs, eat a bunch of food, do mukbacks, all of that stuff. Wear half halter tops, titties hanging out, all of that stuff. They're going to keep pointing you to them images. Why? Because that's the ideal image that keeps you in that. It keeps you in that. You sitting there trying to figure out which way to go, how to get out. The trap is there's no way out. That's the trap. See, we sit here and we give attention because to listen to someone speak knowledge, to listen to someone speak wisdom, it done got boring to us. When someone talks about chakra systems, how you got to constantly fight your demons every day, how you got to constantly fight back that urge to want to say something to somebody about their self, right? Day in and day out, I fight back, not telling people about themselves. Why people tell me about me all the time. People tell me I'm not doing this right. I'm not saying that right. I'm not doing this. And day after day, all I do is sit there and try not to tell people about themselves. That's why I tell people about me or the collective or moon stars and quasars, because all day long I'm trying to find ways of not telling people about themselves. You know why conversation is so easy for a lot of people? Is because it's gossip. Did you hear what so-and-so did? Did you hear what such and such did? Did you watch that show last night? Did you see the football game last night? Did you see what happened to such and such? Did you see LeBron James? Did you see? It's all gossip. That's easy bullshit to talk about. The stuff that I conversate about is hard to get into a conversation with because you can't. It's moon stars and quasars. It's a higher vibrational frequency. Even my words come off different. When I'm out in public, people know that I'm different because my conversation is different. When they hear me talk, they say, man, he's always positive. I should record myself one day or somebody else should record me one day so people can see like how I am on a day-to-day basis in public. When I'm by myself, right? Genuinely high vibrational, happy person all around. Other people bring their worries and their problems and then try to make you get mad about what they're mad about, because the only way they can see that you care is if you show the feelings and emotions that shows that you care, if that makes sense. It's like in an interrogation room, right? You're being interrogated, but based off how your emotions and feelings respond to the questions, that's what they're reading, right? It's the same thing with people. When people tell you something, right, that they are truly bothered by, they want it to move you. And the only way you can show that you're moved by it is with feelings and emotions, right? So even though you might speak and logically tell them that it's disturbing, so on and so forth, and it bothers you, if you ain't showing that feeling and emotions, they don't pick up on it. It's like if they tell you something that probably should make you cry, if they don't see the tear, then they're like, you don't even believe me, you ain't even listening to me, you don't even care, right? Because that's what caring comes with, to show that feelings and emotions. So a lot of people don't respond to your logic. A lot of people don't respond to your mind. They respond to your body. Your body is where your feelings and emotions is. So they want you to feel and show emotions when logically it doesn't make sense for me to, recklessly pour out my emotions for certain things, because your emotions are a part of your energy. When people talk about energy and protecting your energy, your feelings and emotions is a part of that energy. So a lot of people manipulate your feelings and emotions and then act like they're not playing on your energy or playing with your energy. No, you're absolutely playing with my energy. You know what I mean? So A lot of times you got to be worried and be careful of those who you allow into your mind space. Forget the physical. Sometimes in the physical, you can't help who you're around. That's why it says the flesh is weak. That's why it says the flesh is weak. But in order to get to the spirit, one has to have a strong firmament. The mind is your firmament. That's why it's called firmament, right? It's a firmer mental. Whenever you seen mint back in the day, it was talking about the mental. That's why it's called the government, because it's governing your mental. That's why it's called the firmer mint, because it's firming your mental. That's why it's called the testament, because it's testing your mental, right? Yeah. So whenever you see mint, you have to realize what that mint is, right? So that's why I say, even over here on YouTube, a lot of the knowledge that we were putting out, a lot of the stuff that we were putting out, it strengthens your mind. We were trying to teach about the expansion of the brain, how it actually works and how it's connected to the universe. When you are at the center of it, you are in your personal mind. They keep you in the center of the verse, right? Because you're in your personal mind, right? But whenever you start to astro project into further parts of your brain, this is when you come into the collective. This is the planetary logo, so on and so forth. When you stretch further than that, then you start getting into the outer space, right? They scared of that outer space because they don't know what that outer space conscious connection is to, right? It's to creation. It's to the center, right? See, a lot of them astro project, but they never made it quite to Hercules' foot. They never made it to the foot of Hercules, right? Consciously, on a conscious level, right? And they're doing this with the manipulation of a bunch of people. Why do you think, Osby Buzz, whatever his name is, he said they lost the technology to get back to the moon, and it would take too long to get it back, right? Because back then we understood a level of consciousness, we understood a level of frequency. That frequency, and that's the only frequency that can break that barrier. It's on a conscious level that frequency has to change. They keep on trying to get through the wall, get through the wall, get through the wall. You're not going to get through that ceiling because it's a frequency. As long as we stay in this low vibrational frequency, the heavens will be closed off to us. And that's collectively. No, you can't get there by yourself. No, you cannot do this. You're going to keep on recycling back down here. See, the ones that are higher up, they know this, right? The lower vibration beings, they know this too, right? So they trap you in the middle. They don't want the people that know. They don't want me. They don't want me. I know too much. You know what I mean? My vibrational frequency, they don't like the taste of this high vibrational frequency. They don't want me. You know what I mean? My knowledge, I got too much of it. So they don't want me. But guess what they do want? They want the collective, right? Because the collective that would be around me, right, would be a strong collective, because that's the people who's opening up their mind, willing to try to learn something new, right? So they're looking at that collective. They don't want me. They know they can't disturb me, but they want the collective, the people that's drawn to me. If they opened up my algorithm, right, so many numbers will flood through my pages, right? But they got me closed off to the algorithms, not just on TikTok, not that, but I don't know if they just got a bot system that's created where they put you in like a certain algorithm with all bots, or just the people interacting that they want you to interact with, right? But they have my algorithm closed off. Whenever they open up my algorithm, it floods. The room floods with people, right? And they test it from time to time. They want to see if I'm torn down or broken, right? So they'll test it. So they'll open up my algorithm, and then they'll see a bunch of numbers and stuff. They'll see my numbers spike back up, and they'll say, damn. So then they'll close it off again and then start sending a bunch of low vibrations at me again to see if they're breaking my spirit. But they can't figure out How is his spirit getting stronger when it looks like we're breaking him? In the physical, in the carnal world, it looks like they're breaking me, right? But in the multiverse, in the spirit, I'm getting stronger. They can't figure it out. It's confusing to them. They don't know what's going on because I operate on pure intent. I'm not in this to hurt nobody, to try to do. They're in it to try to get back at this person, to try to do this, to try to do that. That you in it for all the wrong reasons, sweetie. Huh?
Welcome to our tea. What's it gonna
Namaste,
be?
I say salutations, shalom. Listen, great things is happening whether they want it to or not. I'm just glad everybody's here for it. You know?
We can serve your tea hot. We can make it ice cold. We can put it in a shot. Or we can make it real bold. Oh, oh. Beef on top of beef. Oh, yes. Yes, it's getting messy. Real mess. We having black tea. So won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip.
But you know, we roll with all the punches that they throw, all the levels of manipulation that they put in there. We roll with all of it. We outlast all of it. And I want y'all to understand, like, this stuff was taking place on TikTok before it even started taking place on YouTube. The manipulation game, the blocking of my page, of my growth, of me reaching people, it was going on before we even came to YouTube. So I already knew what the battle was. I already knew that they were stopping certain people from reaching the collective that they like. You know, I always wonder, like, all these years in foster care and group homes, like, why I didn't fit in, like why I couldn't find like my group, like why I couldn't find my group. Like, I was that person who was good on the basketball team, football team, could have been athletic, but just didn't fit in because I wanted to go play, Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons or explore some other variation of my mind, and the jocks was like, man, that's stupid. That's this, that, and third. I was the person that was reading books on the bus, getting in, kids making fun of me for reading Goosebumps and, R.L. Stein's and different variations of David Balducci and all types of stuff, right? So to me, it was like, where's my group of people at? Where's my people at? You know what I mean? That's all I kept on saying, like, where's my group of people at? And still, even now, I sit here still reaching out for a collective that's actually mine. Because the collective that's gathering around me now, they see me as a light, but a lot of them they think that this is just a means of their survival. So that really, they're like, I want to grow on platforms like he's growing. I want to know how he grew on TikTok. I want to know how he get these numbers, so on and so forth, because they think that those numbers are actually currency. They're looking at my growth on social media and they're thinking that, oh, he's getting money like that. So they're thinking like that's a good way out. That's a good way to survive. So, but really, that's far from it. I'm reaching out to the collective to build something different. Homesteads, little small sustainable communities that help each other out. We need unity in this world, and we don't have enough people out there striving for unity. Everyone's on some out for themselves. Since these movies started coming out, everybody's been in survival game mode. This is the Hunger Games. This is the survival games. This is, those all those movies done transformed the mind of the people to only be, worried about themselves. And see, back in the 80s, we never thought this could be America. We never thought. In the 90s, we seen this type of stuff happening in China where people didn't care about other people. We couldn't believe it. When they told me in the books, like, oh yeah, in China, you're only allowed to have one boy, one girl. Any boy after that is sent to the military. I thought that is unbelievable. Couldn't be possible. People just giving up their kids like that. No way. Right? That's how I thought. But now that I'm looking at it, we, as a collective, we never cared about the kids. Some of y'all raised the kids in the ideal servant that you wanted. And at the time, I didn't really understand the whole go get the remote because I said so method. I didn't understand it. But now that I look back, I can see it was grooming. Taking us to church, that was grooming. Telling us that we had to speak a certain type of way or couldn't think our own way, that was grooming. You know how much cleanup I had to do in my own mind to break out of that way of thinking? You know how much cleanup I had to do in my mind to break out of that way of thinking? All of it. We unknowingly was groomed into a way of thinking and a way of being in society. And we're all stuck on that. They didn't teach us unity. They didn't teach us togetherness. They didn't teach us love, not true love. They taught us a variation of lust. And then told you too much of a good thing is a bad thing. If too much of a good thing is a bad thing, then why the fuck is they doing so much bad as it's good? Because some people like doing bad. So if it's too much of a good thing, a bad thing, then when you like doing bad shit, shouldn't that has the reverse effect? Shouldn't we see some good in this world? Shouldn't we see a reverse effect of all this negative? Where's that dimension at? Like, I need to wake up in that dimension where people are positive. Listen, algorithm, listen, AI, listen, whatever it is. Y'all are manipulating us as humans. So manipulate me back into a positive reality. Okay. Put me back into the reality where people are smiling, going to the beach, happy as fuck. Put me in that reality. I flourish around happy people. The problem with being around low vibrational people, you got to keep them happy. That's the problem with being around low vibrational people. As a light being, you got to keep them happy. You got to keep positive, keep smiling, keep shining. You know what I'm saying? And they like, ooh, yeah. You making me feel better. I like coming around you because you make me feel better. Yeah. But then as soon as you start being real, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be around you no more. You're not making me feel better. You know? The reality that we live in is upside down. Nobody wants to be honest about it. Nobody wants to say it, but it is. It's upside down. Y'all go follow Atlas Gaming 111 on Twitch too. I need 5 people over there to come over there and kick it with me daily. So I need like 5 mods. Matter of fact, just join the Discord. Like if you in one of the lives and you trying to, kick it with me and show this growth, because we building on multiple platforms. But come to the Discord. Because look, by coming to the Discord, then I can keep you posted on when I'm live, so on and so forth. The incentive program on Twitch, I need 5 people to be in the live for like a week straight or something like that. So I got to constantly have 5 people in the live, you know what I mean, in order for it to happen, how it's supposed to happen. And then I can get monetized on Twitch, and then we can just sit over there and build. I already got a bunch of people that I play the game with, so on and so forth on Twitch. So if you can go jump, oh, Tracy, good, appreciate you for following the Twitch. So yeah, so we're gonna move everything over to Twitch, so that way y'all can kick it with me daily. Like I'm gonna try to do a 24-hour stream on Twitch tomorrow. Since I got off tomorrow, I'm gonna be on Twitch like all day tomorrow. So I'm still come over to YouTube and probably stream both. Maybe do a Twitch YouTube stream all day tomorrow, so that way everybody from YouTube can start coming over to the Twitch, and we can just grow over there in multiple ways. Like, yes, I play the game, but I still laugh, I still joke, I still want to build a table of like-minded people, right? I know some of y'all don't watch for the game, but come over for the conversation. You know, if I see people in the live, if I see people typing, I'm going to respond to that. I'm going to, conversate with that. So come over for that part, come over for the good energy, come over for, a positive space, come over for reinsurance that, this world hasn't gone to shit. You know what I mean? But I watch people give attention to so many low vibrational beings and help them build platforms and pages. Like, why can't we do that with positive? Right? This can be the start of something different where we build a positive collective and then help positive people grow. That's all I want to do is help other people grow. But I have to have a collective that to do it. I have to be like, hey, look, my collective big. Look, I'm gonna tell them to follow your page, and then boom, they're gonna see a bunch of people following their page, and then they're gonna know, like, oh shit, that is a collective I want to be a part of. But if we can't build that collective to show people that, then we failing anyway. All of us as individuals, we cannot change. But if we work together collectively to put out a level of positivity, then we could bring forth that change. Yes, we're going to have a bunch of people that come against us. Yes, a lot of people, because even the Bible says that if you aim to please God, your friends will be few. But if you aim to please man, your friends will be many. So when I look around and I only see 8 or 9 people around me or whatever, I know that I'm doing something pleasing to the universe, because it ain't a flock of people that's trying to be around me. Why? Because I ain't doing that when in Rome, do as the Romans crap, But a lot of people do this and they sit there and they have this, negativity and so on and so forth. Listen, we building all positivity over here. We don't even care about the negative no more. Let y'all got that negative. Y'all can have that negative. Y'all can keep that negative. We don't want it. I was going to do a live where I went back and showed certain variations of things. Then I thought about it. That would be contributing to their negative. And we want to leave that shit back where we first found it in this year. In this year, we want to leave everything. By 2026, right? We should be on to bigger things, right? If YouTube don't let me grow, then y'all come help me grow on Twitch. Come over to my TikTok. I can do lives on TikTok. I can get, subscribers on TikTok. If y'all really believe in changing this world, then start paying attention to positive people. Let's change the operation of currency by putting the right people in the right places, by putting the right people in touch with the right people, right? Some of y'all got connects that y'all won't reach out to. Some of y'all got finances and y'all won't, find nothing to invest in. Some of y'all sitting on this and sitting on that and won't even try to help out. I know that you worked hard for it. I know that you shouldn't have to give it up that easy, or you should. But if you believe in something better, if you believe in something bigger, then that should be worth investing in, because the outcome of it. You know how many rich people died and still lived in fuckery? Ain't see nothing change, ain't see nothing new. That can't be us, This can't be real. This can't be life, One thing one thing for sure, two things for certain. They said that in an insane world, it'd be the sane who will be deemed crazy. And I'm watching that right now. That's how I know we have to be in an insane world, because the people who are sane is being deemed crazy, and the crazy people are running wild, being looked at as normal. still be bumping this in
Baby,
my
at the
car.
spot, they care for you.
All the songs.
Oh, where for
We back.
you?
We gonna get back
Yeah, they
into
there
it.
for you.
Hey, just
When
come
you
support me on
got
other
good news,
platforms.
they
That's
love
all you gotta
you.
do.
Got your different views still in
What's
with
going on,
you.
Vantisha? Appreciate
They
you for
stay
stopping
with
too.
you.
Vantisha, I
Every day
see
for
you over
you.
on
Through the highs and lows.
TikTok
They
sitting on
stay for
panels and
you.
stuff. I hope your growth and your build and your message is getting across over there, you know. Love and light to everything that you might have going on. I think a lot of times we don't reach out and appreciate each other more and what they got going on. And if I have been doing that, I apologize. This is about the collective. This is about us as a whole, as a group. Imani, if you got stuff going on in your life, I hope everything goes your way and everything that you got going on. We got to speak positivity into each other. I'm going to call you out by name. I'm going to call you out by name. I hope everything's going great in your life, you know.
They rock with you, on the block with you. Yes, they tick-tock and rock with you.
So many of our people are over there trying to be messy for TikTok. It ain't even messy TikTok. It is our people being messy for TikTok. Sassy Paul, love is love. Namaste, I say, salutations, salam, peace. Appreciate you. Listen, I'll be over there, and that's why I started playing the game, because I had this, you know, I knew that I was getting a lot of knowledge back from the universe as far as like some of the stuff that was coming back to me. It had nothing to do. And then like once I seen our people, you know what I mean? Once I seen our people and the rhetoric that they were doing, and I literally sat down with a couple of them, and I'm like, "Why y'all doing it like this?" Nah, iron sharpen iron. We got to get rid of the weak. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Y'all fighting each other, y'all pushing each other away, but y'all telling us to fight with y'all. It's not making sense. How you expect me to fight with the same person that tore me down? You can't tear me down and then tell me to fight with you. You can't tear me down and then tell me that I'm a part of it, because now all you looking at me is in shame. You're not looking at me for the strength that I just brought to the table. You're not looking at me for you looking at me because you already tried to. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll try to shame you. They'll try to tear you down and then act like they build you up. They'll try to create your downfall and then try to help you up after, you know. Secret competition, hidden competition. It's like you got this going on in your physical life, people putting obstacles in your way and then acting like they helped you over them. You got that going on in your physical life right now. You probably not saying nothing, but you probably got somebody putting obstacles in your way and pretending like they help you. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say you needed help? But why'd you put the shit there in the first place? Why'd you create the dilemma, the problem, the issue in the first place? Lack of accountability is big in this world right now. Lack of accountability is big. You know? But the funny thing is, like, a lot of people, you know, is caught up in the glitz and the glamours of this or that, the money, monetization, you know, getting their name pinned, you know, to see the donations, so on and so forth. I watched all these people create pages and it just was terrible, you know what I mean? But you know, we're greater together as a collective, and we'll continue to move towards that. So we just got to continue building. I'm a content creator. It's okay. This is my job. Hey, I bet they mad. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick. What? Nigga, we made it.
You be creators of nonsense, content of self-importance, hate spreading to no end, viral emptiness, no substance. Stop hogging the spotlight and just share that ish. It goes a longer way when you spread that ish. Make it
Yeah, it was holding on our end. You know, we went out on, you know, we pretty much beat out all the odds, you know, everybody that came against us. I want y'all to think about this, like, we remained in positivity when all of this negative came our way, when all of this fuckery came our way, when people were lying on us. And what happened? All of it got exposed and went back to them. everything that they were trying to push on us. Think about it. From the CP in the Discord, right? What happened? They end up putting CP on each other's phone, right? You know what I'm saying? Murph got exposed. Everybody that came against us, the energy got returned to sender, and nobody witnessed that. Huh? Nobody witnessed how the energy got returned to sender? Huh? They they say that the knot didn't take the page, right? The knot didn't take our page. Well, what happened? We got our page back, and then the knot lost his page. So he was the one. Everything that happened got returned to sender. We stayed with good intent, positivity, and everything got returned to sender. Maggie lost her page. The knot lost his page. Everything was getting returned to sender. Everything. They was scared as hell. They ain't know what was going to hit them next. All they kept on saying was, we got to get this Ralph DaWise dude out of here. That's why the knot said, I had to get rid of you because you going to mess around and expose my plans. You know? The way we spoke on that big homie CC, listen, we spoke on that big hungry situation so tough that Big Hungry thought that we was in contact with Whack 100. That's how accurate we was. We was so accurate that Big Hungry CC literally went and was like, he said some stuff that I only told you and Whack 100. Like literally. That's how bad we was pointing these characters out. Before they did the whole, grifting thing, when they did the whole disappearing act around Christmas time last year with Ronnie Bo, we pointed it out. This is an act. This is for him to get money. They showed him sending emails to all these women that he needed $40. Y'all remember that? I guess the knot still a thing on Maggie's panel. Maggie does lives with the knot. Say Maggie and the knot is live, I guess. So I don't know if they trying to start a show or if she's just promoting him so people can go to Twitch, or I don't really know. Like I said, I've been so busy with so much stuff. That's why y'all seen me post a live, but then didn't go live. Like I literally be like over, like, but I want to get back into it, like I say, but this stuff don't pay the bills. You know what I mean? I heard he cut her off. Of course, he gonna cut everybody off. You know what I'm saying? Cut everybody off. That money start coming in. His best friend is Christina. Christina the cocaína. Listen, the knot is hell bent on vengeance for the world. I don't know if they live together right now, Chase, but we're gonna get back into watching stuff in the Discord, the new Discord. So make sure y'all click this link and get to the new Discord, because we're gonna go back to watching their shenanigans in the Discord and laughing at them, in the Discord, and enjoying ourselves again. I think we should do that. They all want to be accepted so bad. Hey, listen, Atlas Sister-Wise, the family, we got to put it back together. It was so strong. We got to put it back together. I got to give more of my time to, the platform and stuff. Like, we got to put it back together. We was it. We was it. We was too legit to quit. We was all of that. And we was making moves in the physical world. Right. Atlas Collective, we definitely listen, we moving, we got motion. You know, we got motion. We always had motion. That's why I said, like, listen, if we just unify and move together, we can create pages for each other where we can create the topic, the talking points. All we got to do is build that strong Discord, and then it could be like, oh, well, such and such is having a conversation over here tonight, and we can go over there. This person's having a conversation over there, and we can go over there. Same thing we've been doing, but our wave can be bigger. But we gotta put back into it. We gotta grow. We gotta, want to build that collective. A lot of people didn't really want to build the collective. They wanted to come against it. So they snuck in, but they were really there to come against it. And the longer they stayed there, the more irritated they got. They're like, oh fuck, we didn't find nothing yet. Oh fuck, we didn't, you know what I mean? So they were pouring negative energy in there because they were aggravated because they couldn't get the arguments that they wanted in the Discord. They couldn't get the fight that they wanted in the Discord. They couldn't get the connection to low vibration and trauma bonding. They couldn't get that. So what they were tasting was positive energy, and they didn't like that. They don't like the taste of positive energy. You know what I mean? New year, new collective, new energy. I like that. I might have to do a live. I might have to do a live on New Year's Eve that say New Year, new collective, new energy. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. Well, I ain't gotta write it down. I should remember. New year, new collective, new energy. Yeah, I gotta put something together with that. It's time to reach out to a new group. I never really fit in with their algorithm anyway. They're low vibrational. All they want to do is tear each other down and talk shit to each other. Okay, y'all got it. Go do that. But we over here at the Atlas family, we always strive to be something bigger, to be something greater. So we shouldn't allow a little bit of static to stop us. If anything, that should be the wind beneath our wings. That should give us enough thrust to push forward, to push to higher heights. You know what I mean? Because now that we had something great because they came against it. They came against it when it was small. You know what I mean? We didn't have no Patreon. We didn't have no, 25, 30 something people group. You know what I mean? We had a small group, and they decided that small group collectively was too big for them to deal with. You know what I mean? So imagine what we could do if we actually pour back into this. You know what I mean? Imagine what we could do if we invest back into this, So that's what I'm going to do. I'm investing back into the Atlas family. I want to, create us into a brand, an image, a household name if we can, I think that, we deserve to have that of which is authenticity. They don't have authenticity. They can't just sit here and come and conversate with you fluently. You know what I mean? Because they don't have an inner dialogue. So in their mind, it's just like, what else, guys? Why you think so many of the content creators are controlled by their chat? So many, because they're not original. They're controlled by their chat. They're listening to their chat. Their chat telling them this, their chat telling them that. And they like, oh, what? Such and such said something about me. Oh, yeah, well, that person is this. And now they got a clip of you dogging that person. And now they can go back to that person and create the controversy or the beef that they want for their own entertainment. See, over here, we didn't fall for any of that. So a lot of the times they were sitting there and they were like, man, damn. You seen a lot of them jumping in, the little, people that's in the bushes and all of that stuff. You seen them jumping in and out, but we didn't fall for none of that. You know what I mean? But listen, if nobody told you that they love you today, let me be the first, but not the last to tell you that I love you. Remember, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality, and love is love. Namaste, I say, salutations, shalom, peace. Our story time was lit. And all of us, we had those laughs was rolling. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it back. I'm building it now. I got some
You
people
like
coming
to
over from
talk a lot
TikTok,
of
so
smack.
we're gonna
You
get it
spy
back.
and lie, you boast, always gotta do the most behind my back.
We on the bigger things.
When
We
you're faced
can't
with
stop
all the
now.
facts,
Think about it.
you
A
switch
whole
right up, you
year.
don't remember all of
A whole
that.
year. Come on. We
Showing
can't.
off like you're
We
in a
gotta.
pageant, bragging on about your status. Little do they know there's a real dark method to your madness.
Gotta do
All the
big
hate you grew
things.
inside, tragic. From a monster to the victim, play the
Hey, I
role
see
so
y'all over at the
undramatic.
Discord. Let's keep the
Static.
activity high.
Moving
Yeah,
on.
comment
Now
on
it's
this.
time for
Comment
me
on
to
this.
work,
I'm gonna
wave my
replay it
magic
at
wand.
7:30 so that
You're
way
no
more
match
people
for
can
me
see
with
this
the
particular
power
video
of my
right here.
tongue.
Love is
Let me
love.
show
Comment
you
so
how
I
it's
can play
done.
it.
I can to
Let's rebuild.
terrorize
Let's
you for
grow.
fun.
You know?
Demon be gone. You're a narcissist. Can't hide it when it shows. Tied down by your traumas and now they won't let you go. You're a narcissist. A reaction is your aim. I'll just give you nothing. Watch you lose at your own game. You're a narcissist. It's always your way. It's your lane. Doesn't matter